Alright, hopefully we're not getting too much glare from that light. So, here's where we're going. So, the other day, it was actually, I think it was Wednesday, may have been Thursday, regardless. What's a day at this point? That night I was thinking about it was time to put the top on so that I can start kind of working these things together. So I came out here with the intentions of putting the top on. And then when I started looking at it to do just that, it became relevant. Oh, look at these big words. Intentions, relevant. That it wasn't going to happen as quick as I thought. Because I had to do a lot with the wiring. And the eyelids, I noticed, were hitting the backside of that meter, which is no good, because if they're slamming up and hitting something, it's no good for the servos. The other thing is, it's slamming up and hitting the back of the meter where all the wires are, and there's voltage up there. So we can't have that. So I had to figure out a way of stopping them from slamming into the back of the meter, but not slamming at all. So I made a foam rubber type block. I made it out of this stuff here, this gym floor stuff. And I got that epoxied up there, and that worked. So that was fine with that. Then I had to start working a little bit on this part. This and this, because this had to get up here, because this is where this is going to be, just in case somebody has to make an adjustment on it or work on it. There is a little controller right there. It's a veritable. You may not see it because it's black and it's dark in there, but it's there. And at that point, this has to get wired into that. So I had to make sure that everything was going to be up here and that it was going to work the way that we needed it to work with things being up here. You know, is it going to be feasible, or should I just think about putting it down in the belly? So it's going to be okay up here. So with all the adjustments and the prepping to get it to where it is now up here, without ruining anything that it has that's already working, it took me all day plus. So then I came out here. What's today? Friday. It was yesterday? No, it was Wednesday, because I came out here yesterday and I had gotten it up to here. It took a good part of the day. Now I probably have about 3 to 4 hours of video on this, but I didn't post it all, and nor did I edit any of it. I just cut out a section, about 140 minutes. I looked at the beginning, I left that, and then I kind of just zoomed through it to find a spot within the zooming that looked like a good spot to stop. I listened for 4 or 5 minutes, and I said, okay, I'm just going to cut it there and screw it. Because there's a point to where, I can cut it and start it, and you wouldn't even know that there was another 2 hours worth of work in between. You look at this now, and I believe there's a video on it from yesterday where it's where it is now. So if I did 3 hours worth of work on this thing and started with that and ended with this, or ended with that and started with this, you wouldn't know about the 3 hours in between. And I don't want to bore you completely. What I'm doing here is, and the reason why, and I've said it before, if I have to go back to this and look at some of these videos and some of the drawings that I have been doing, it'll give me an idea where I'm at. Plus, it gives you guys an idea of what's going on if you're interested. So, it's entertainment, if that's what you call it. I call it a pain in the backside. Okay, now, I was looking at a video last night that I had posted earlier, and I had found out more about this wiring, because this wiring is a bit, not a big, but a bit of an issue, because we have this little wire here, and if I remember right, there should be a red one like this someplace. I don't want to lose it. I guess I can always do another one, but I prefer to have the one I had. Did it fall in here by chance? Can't really tell. Okay, anyway. It'll pop up. I know it's around here someplace. So, Ray had built a couple of small boards. He had taken the main board for the eyes, because it's a control board for the servos. Because the servos work on like 5 and 6 volts. They'll work on 7 and 8, but you're starting to push them after that. But 5, 6, 7 volts is comfortable. So he made these 2 boards that are in here. There's a video on that, and at that point I had to figure out a way of bringing low voltage into them. You know, it has 12 volts going in, but it also drops down excuse me, along the way to where it's actually pushing the 5 volts into the main area. Now what the hell's beeping? Am I still interested? I don't remember talking to you. Thanks. What a scam! I'm telling you, they're getting better and better. The world is in a tough shape when scamming can now just be an email away. So anyway, I had built a board that was going to do that. Actually, I put it together about 3 years ago or so, but it was the opposite. It took it from 12 to 19 and 20 because I needed to bring up the voltage. Excuse me, the coffee. I needed to bring up the voltage on whatever project that I was working on, and it's been sitting there for so long I even forgot the project that I was working on. It was, like I said, it was like 3 years ago or so. I think it was actually in the time when I was putting the addition on. It may have been longer. So anyway, I found it, and I was able to bring it down. So I got it down to where it needed to be, and then I said, well, if I can fit everything into this little box, at least we don't have to worry about all these bare boards laying around and worrying about them shorting out, getting wet, whatever. Well, mine did go in there with this. However, it was jamming it a little too much, and I didn't care for that. I don't like wires being all jammed together because you want to be able to open this thing and not have the jack in a box. Or in this case, wires in a box. So I decided to take that one out. And then I tested this one that I had made prior to that one. Meaning I made this one specifically for this, where the other one I adapted for this. So I said, let me try this one. So I tried this one, and it worked. So this one is in its own little box, so I don't have to worry about jamming a lot of crap in that box. Now, in the midst of all this wiring, moving, switching, jumping, moving, switching and jumping over and over and over again, I kind of forgot about these 2 wires. And that's where I'm at now. And I was looking at a video, and don't you think I was just checking out this video just to see why I labeled it what I did? And this setup was in it. holy mackerel. I said, oh, not bad. So now I got to see if that video was in fact with this hooked up and working, or was it me testing. I didn't finish watching the video because it was 2 o'clock in the morning. And at this point, you know, I gotta start getting back into a normal sleep cycle. So here's the plan. If I can figure this out and get those eyes doing something today, then I can start working on that voice module. And that I should be able to do in a day. And then a day to put it together and touch it up. That's my plan. So the problem being is the time. And it's not like I've been dogging it on this thing. Yes, through the course of the time that I'm having it, I've taken off a day or two from it because I have a house I have to take care of. I have property I have to take care of. I have things I got to do. I've got firearm classes that I give. You know, and then sometimes you just got to walk away from it because I have tons of other things that have just been sitting here that need to get done. So I try to break away for a day so I can work on other things. So even though I've had it here for all this time, I may have worked on it, oh, I don't know. If I pick days, half a year, hours in those days, between 1.5 and 12. Yeah. I mean, I've been out here at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning working on this thing. All right, anyhow. I need to figure that out. So I need to bring voltage back into this thing. So let's hook up some battery voltage. And every time I do that, I get a little... Ah, there it is. Okay. That was another thing I had to do. Yes, I did. Once I had it up here with everything in it, I had no way of seeing what I was doing. Put a flashlight in there, then you got to worry about it falling, tripping, blinding, not hitting enough. So I put a light up in there, and you just seen it come on. I did that yesterday. Took about 10-15 minutes, maybe more. But at that point, at least it's going to make it a little bit easier to finish it up now. Now, I heard that Tom came back. So I'm going to give him a little rest time, even though he went to the Cape to rest and relax and enjoy himself with his wife. You know, when you get back from a vacation, sometimes you need a vacation from the vacation. So I'm not going to bug him today because I may need another set of hands. That's what it is. I may need somebody to say, or I can say, listen, we got to do this, so if we can get those hooked up, you know, I can start working on that. You follow me? Because there's still things that have to be tied in. All right. Now this is where I have to figure out what is what. So what I'm going to do, excuse me. You know, I'm in the house and everything is fine. It's got to be something out here. I come out here and the next thing you know, the nose is running and the throat is clearing. And I'm sure the cream in the coffee doesn't help. Coffee the hot coffee kind of helps in breaking it up, whatever it is. But at that point, it's not coming from the chest. Coming from the nose. And the nose is dripping from both ends. Alright. Now, I wanted to do something with this. I want to get some type of voltage into that. But I don't know if I want to well, you know what? Let's just do it and see what happens. I'm going to take this module black wire, which is the ground. Come on, come on. And I should be able to put both grounds together if I remember right. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Alright, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. Ground! Well, we can ground it anywhere here. Should be able to anyway. Because everything up here on this ground block is connected to the frame down here, or the main box, or whatever it is you want to call it. And if we take this one, whoop, I should cut these ends off, so I know. Oh, there's that other piece. Ta-da! I knew it would show up. Okay. So let's take this ground and this ground, and I want to see if we have continuity among all the grounds. I forgot exactly how I soldered these grounds in.